In this video, we're going to do a construction of a pentagon given a circle. Okay, so what we've started with is our circle, and our center is A. So the first thing that we'll do is we'll just draw up the top vertex here. So I'm going to draw a diameter. And this is the top vertex here of our pentagon, and we'll label that point B. Next, we're going to construct this point over here, a radius from A to C. We'll call that point C. That'll be like exactly 3/4 away around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to construct a perpendicular through A that's perpendicular to the ray AB, or the radius AB. So in order to construct a perpendicular, I'm going to go a little bit on either side of A to mark a segment where A is the center. And then I can go open my compass a little bit past halfway of that center, then mark above and below to create the perpendicular. So we're going to put our point up here on A, make a mark there, put a point here, make a mark here. Okay, so here's A with the center. So I need to open up my compass a little bit more than halfway. So I'm going to go above A, or to the left of A, and then to the right of A. Then I'm going to put my point on the other side here, the bottom, and go to the left and to the right. And here I can create the perpendicular. Make sure it goes through both of those. Okay, there we go. And we're going to put a point here. We'll call that point C. Okay, so C is our perpendicular. What we need to do now is create the midpoint. Okay, the midpoint of AC. And we do that by using the perpendicular idea again, where we open up our compass a little bit more than halfway. Okay, that should be good. Put the point on C, mark above and below the line. And put our point on A and mark above and below the line again. Okay. We'll put our ruler up to these two intersections, and we're going to mark C right here, or D, the midpoint of CA. We'll put D here. Okay. I'm going to construct this segment BD. Okay, and our next step is to bisect this angle right here. Angle BDA needs to be bisected. Okay, so we open up our compass to make a little bit between D and A, so we can mark the vertices of our rhombus here. So there's one vertex here, one vertex here. Okay, and we put our point on this vertex and mark out here. Put our point on this vertex and mark out here. Okay. That is the angle bisector. What we're interested in is where the angle bisector intersects our radius AB. That's this point right here. Okay. We need to construct a parallel line to a C, or construct a perpendicular through this point. This point we'll call E. Through the point E that's perpendicular to AB. So I prefer perpendiculars, and so I'll do that. This point out here that we're going to find is the second vertex of our pentagon. Okay. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to open up my compass to a little bit around this point here. So I'll close it a little bit more. I'm going to just go around that point here, point E. So do a little bit above and below. So these two marks here, E is right in the middle of these two marks. Okay, so I open up my compass a little bit more than halfway. Okay. And then I'm going to put my point on this mark here and go above and below E. Or in this case, to left and right. Okay, I'll put my point on this right here and go to left and right again of E to find these intersections. Okay, so I'm going to put my ruler up to these intersections here. I'm going to erase this one, it's a little bit distracting. And I'm going to construct the segment that goes out to the edge of my circle. Okay. And there is my point. I'll label that F, the second vertex of my pentagon. Okay. So that's one side of my pentagon. I'm going to open up my compass to BF, and then I will be able to create the other sides being the same length as BF. And since they all have to go around the circle, we'll find intersections of the circle. Okay, so I'll do BF here. Okay. So I'm going to put a point on F and mark. Put a point on this mark right here. Mark here. Put a point on this intersection and mark up here. Put a point on this intersection to check where it hits B, and it hits B again. Okay, so we've got a great looking pentagon. This will be G, H, and I. Okay, so we're going to now draw in the segments. F, G, G, H, H, I, and B, I, B. All right, so there's our pentagon. So the more accurate you are with your constructions in the middle, the better it will look. So that's our pentagon given a circle. Very nice looking.